Your destiny is already laid out for you, depending on the path you choose to take. Well, I am going to tell you a true story about my sister. Oh, she was kicked out on the road in Bermuda, and that same night she was kicked out, she found the love of her life. We never know where life can take us and the things that can happen to us. And sometimes every disappointment in our life is for good. And never envy anyone that you see is much better than you, because you never know where your future lies and what things can happen to you throughout your lifespan. So things may change in your life, because I'm telling you, a lot of things happen to people and people will see them and they will say, oh my God, I know that person. Evanity Star TV. Hi, my name is Evanity Star TV, and I'm going to share with you a true love story that my sister had encountered during her stay in Bermuda. I had a very beautiful sister, and she was going through some hardship in Jamaica with her boyfriend at the time. She had 2 kids, and one of the kids that she had, she ended up having that child from a different partner. And after the child was born, she realized that the child is not for that person who she was living with, because the child is a totally complete gene. The child practically comes white, and the man is jet black. But anyway, she wanted a different life, so we had a family member came and invited her on a trip to the Bermudas. She went to Bermuda and she was staying at this house. And you know, my sister is a type of a fancy type of girl. She loved to dress up, and she used to go to the parties and have fun. And you know, every day she had to be in a new outfit. Nails have to be done, everything has to be on fleek. I'm telling you. So she was staying at this family member's house. During the time she was staying there, she wasn't going through good times, because there was grown rules where she couldn't come in at a certain time. There are certain things that she couldn't do because the lady that she was living with is a Christian. And she went to a party one night, and the lady told her she cannot come in after 12 in her house. You know, she have rules. And my sister went to the party, was having a good time, and before you know it, she came in after 12. And the lady said she can't stay there anymore and put her out on the street. Literally put her out on the street. Remember, you know, my sister lived in Jamaica. She went to Bermuda. My sister don't have nobody in Bermuda more than the close family member that she was with. That same close family member put her on the street. She said when she went back to where she was staying, she thought all was well. And she tried to enter only to see her stuff already packed and outside. So the lady told her that she cannot come back into the house and she have to leave. So the lady put her out on the street. So she took her bags and all the things that she had. She wasn't sure if anything was left back in the house, because the lady wouldn't let her back in the house. So she was on the street. She said she walked to a bus stop. And that's the only place that she could get like something with like a shed, and she was sitting under the shed of the bus stop. And a man passed and was looking at her and said, why are you here at this time of the morning? Because it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. And she didn't answer him. So he rode off. He was on a bike and he rode off. And then about 15 minutes later, she said he came back down the road. Apparently he went to somewhere, she wasn't sure exactly where he went, and he came back down the road. And he said, young lady, what a beautiful girl like you out here with your suitcase and stuff on the road. What happened? You don't have anywhere to go? My sister started crying, and she said she was kicked out on the road and she don't have anywhere to go. So the man told her that he would have put her up for the night, and in the morning, you know, she can, you know, maybe go to an hotel or somewhere. She didn't hesitate, because she said she was under the influence of liquor and she was tired, and all she wanted was to sleep. So she went to this man's house, and when she went into the house, in the house was disarrayed. She said it was the reeking scent of manholder. You could see that he wasn't cleaning the place, and everything was just thrown here, thrown there, thrown all over the place. So she said she didn't really matter. She just take a sheet, throw over the couch, and she slept. She said she woke up about 10 o'clock in the morning. And when she woke up and she looked around, she didn't see the man in the house. Apparently the man got up, got dressed, and left her there and went to work. So she looked around and she said, Yvonne, me not spending another night out in a no road. So she have to make sure that she going to try and impress this man. So she said she got up and she started a massive cleaning. You know, because my sister is a very immaculate person. You know, she likes to put things together. And she said she just started to clean and spread and fix. And she said when she finished cleaning, the house wasn't a very big house. And it was very easy to clean. But she said she took down all of his clothes. She said she could see where he wore his shirt. And he could see dirt stain around the collar of the shirt. It simply means that he didn't wash his shirt. He just wear them and just hang them back up in the closet. She said everything smelled of man odor. So she just took down everything and she went to the laundromat. There was a laundromat close to where he was living. There was no washing machine in the house. So she went to the laundromat and she washed all his clothes. And she left them to dry and then she came back and she was doing some little menial stuff in the house, getting everything prepared. And she said she went down to the store. There was a store, because in Bermuda, where he was living, you have the laundromat, you have the little store, whatever. And she bought some fish. She bought 2 pounds of fish and some seasoning and everything. And she came back and she said she's just going to make this her home. And she don't know what is going to happen, but she can't go anywhere. She can't pay no rent in Bermuda. She's not working. You know, she don't have anybody else. So the only thing she can do is to just make herself comfortable here and just see if the man will accept her in the house. She went, she got the fish, she come back, she prepared the fish. In the process, she cooking, she finishing up the cleaning and everything. She said that man came home about 7 o'clock in the evening. And she said when he came home, all his clothes were washed in the closet, pressed and everything. All the house clean, sheet clean, everything put together, food cook. She get some air aroma to just make the house smell nice. She got some floors arrangement. I mean, she worked. When the man came and saw what he saw, she said his mouth dropped in awe. She said he could not believe when he walked in the room and see how beautiful she is in the house. Food cooking, the scent of fish. He said he could smell the food when he was coming in and he was wondering what sweet smell. And he walked in and there she was. And I'm telling you, the man said, when he looked at her, he said, "You're not going anywhere." He started to question her and ask her about her life, her kids, you know, what, you know, she do in Jamaica and everything. Because when she came in the night, when he bring her there was no form of discussion because she was so tired. All she wanted was to sleep. So he decided to talk to her now. And she started to tell him the scoop about everything that went down and really give him the gist of the story. So he realized now that she really don't have anywhere to go. And seeing how beautiful she is and see how she put the house together, he was just in awe and amazed. And he said, wow. He said that meal was one of the best meals he has ever eaten, home cooked meal. And she said he left some money with her when he left some money with her so she could go and get some other stuff for the house, because she said she wanted some things to make sure that the house was in order. So he said he left a couple of $100 with her, and she went shopping and get some more groceries for the house and get some cleaning supplies and, you know, get the place in order. And, you know, and when he came in, she said she cooked curry chicken and rice and peas the next day. Oh my God. It was so awesome. The man looked at her and said, "You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You staying here with me." And she was so elated, you know, because she said the heart that this man has is as if he was an angel sent from heaven just for her. Because the man just welcomed her, made her feel good and everything. And would you believe this man married my sister within a week? Within 1 week, he said, you're not going anywhere. He said nothing so good has ever happened to his life, and he's not going to let her go anywhere. But she was supposed to leave Bermuda at a certain time, and he said he's just going to marry her. Because she ain't leaving, she ain't going back to Jamaica, she ain't doing it. So my sister called me and she was telling me the story and telling me about what happened and how she got married and everything. So she lived with this man for a while. And she bought a little bike, like a scooter, and she ride the bike around, and everybody in the community was like, oh, Charles, where you get this beautiful girl? Where you get this beautiful girl? And I'm telling you, my sister was so happy. Every time she called me, she tells me how God is so good to her. She never know that things like this could ever happen to anyone. And when she got married to him, she never saw a family member. When she got married, it was a friend, and another friend that was witness to the wedding. And that was it. She didn't have the big reception. She didn't have the big wedding, no, nothing. Because he wasn't a person that was all put together and all of that. Like I was telling you before, that he wears his clothes and they get smelly and everything. So people never used to like see him like that. It was just like just an ordinary man. He didn't have anything. And my sister was telling me, she said when she started put him together and wash his clothes and put him together, make sure he has his cologne, and she started to buy the type of clothes that she want him to wear. She said, girl, all of a sudden women start to see him. All of a sudden, women start appear out of the woodwork, because apparently he had girlfriends before he met her. So when they saw him now and say, oh, Charles, you're looking all good, what happened? So they were like, sticking out their head, coming to try to find out what was happening in his life. Why is this sudden change? So they saw my sister there and they was like, who is this? And all of a sudden people started talk. People started, you know what I mean? He was telling my sister, don't worry herself, because, these were like exes that he used to talk to and friends, and, people just started to show up now, because he didn't tell nobody that he was getting married. When they came there, they didn't came there with the respect, knowing that she was now the wife. They just came in and was just looking around in awe, and who is this person and who is this person. All of a sudden, there was a uncle there was somebody there, and he used to tell her, don't worry, because these people never used to see him, don't know him, don't have nothing to do with him. All of a sudden, everybody started to show up out of the woodwork. That's why in life, we cannot envy nobody, because we never know our destiny. Everybody have their own destiny in life, whether it may be good or it may be bad. So we have to love each other and treat each other with respect and do good to one another, because, when I look around and I see how happy my sister was with a man that I never thought existed, his personality, his countenance, his beauty, just looking at him and see how he loved my sister, and she was so happy, because it could never get any sweeter than this. And my sister, countenance, presentation, everything about her had changed, because my sister was a fighter, and every little thing used to get her upset. And when I saw my sister came back to Jamaica to look for me, she was totally different. She was warm, she was affectionate, she was sweet. When she hugged me, she hugged me with a brace, and I could feel the warmth and the sweetness from her when she hugged me, because she was embraced and loved by somebody special in her life. So during that time that she spent with him, she had transformed to somebody, actually turned into an angel. I mean, that man was so sweet, and honey and darling, I love you, and just walk and just smother her with kisses and hand hold, and he was so passionate. He loved her kids, he loved her family, everything was so sweet. And I can't imagine anything less for my sister, because my sister is a very God-blessed person. She deserved it, and I'm happy for her. So guys, if you like the story, continue to like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so that you can be notified of more videos to come. If you reach this part in the video and you don't like, share, subscribe, look at me. I love you. Have a good day. Bye.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't